Yeah. Late night bangers, GunzPicks in the spot. Cash and tickets, got the bankroll hot. Dropping late plays, no time for sleep. Money line dreams, making pockets deep. GunzPicks on the air, shots fired, no miss. 2 unit bangers can't resist this bliss. Spreads and totals, we in the game. Late night vibes, cash flows tame.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You thought you'd see the last of me? Nana! I don't sleep. I just bang, and I just continue to bet the board till there is no more to bet. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to, actually, this ain't called the Break and Ankle Show. This is the Late Night Bangers edition. If you haven't been here before, I break down everything from 8 o'clock on. I do it every time. I did it last year. We were very successful of just hitting the degenerative specials, the late night ones, the ones that you can just kind of tuck yourself in, put on the heater, put on your ambient noise so you can get some sleep. And you know, when you wake up in the morning, you go check your account, there's going to be cash in it. And that is what this show is all about. The Late Night Bangers edition with the GunzPicks. And man, how did we do on the first edition of the Break and Ankle Show? 3-1, baby. Give me some. No, I didn't want to laugh. I wanted this. Yes. Yes.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
That's right. And that's what the bookies did for me, going 3-1 on the bigger plays today. And I got 3 more for you here on the show. But I'm going to do this before we get to the picks. Make sure you like and subscribe to the GunzPicks channel. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on this video. Why? Because I'm not going to do a show tomorrow unless you guys put this up above 20 likes. That's all it takes, 20 likes. If I don't get 20 likes, guess what? No show tomorrow. I went 3-1 on the Break and Ankle Show. I plan on going 3-0 on the picks I'm about to give you today. And that would be 6-1. So if you don't want winners, or maybe you do want winners, you're going to have to get the thumbs up on this video on YouTube. If you're watching on X, you need to get over to YouTube on the GunzPicks channel and subscribe, because I don't work on Twitter. I work on YouTube. I know I simulcast on both, but I want to build the YouTube channel up to get you guys I'm blah, blah, blah. Anyways. I'm going to go on this one, and Shane says, let's ride. Let's go. I've just pumped my guns with Razor and Keith. There you go, man. All right, let's go into the plays. Let's give it to you. I'll be right over. Yes, go to YouTube, please. I know you guys love Twitter. I'm trying to get away from the Twitter thing. I like Twitter's more of an advertisement forum for me. I'll comment once in a while, but I want to build the YouTube channel. I want to talk to the people on YouTube, and that is how I want to build this channel. However, we got games coming up here that we need to talk about, especially some on the 8 o'clock slate, including the one I'm going to talk to you about now, this UConn versus Xavier game in Cintas Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. 8 p.m. is the tip. You have 2 teams going up against each other, and a Xavier team that is 12-8 on the year, 4-5 in conference. But you have a UConn team that has been very strong, 14-5 on the year with 6-2 in the Big East. But you look at UConn's offense, top 10 in the country. They're 9th in offensive efficiency, 8th in field goal percentage, 22nd in free throw percentage. And you have a Xavier defense. Really, if you look at them numerically, they can match up with this UConn team because they're ranked 39th in the country in defensive efficiency this season. The weak point of the Huskies this season, which is kind of weird to see them this week on the defensive side of the ball, they just are. They're 130th in the country in defensive efficiency, 344th in opponent free throw attempts. So they're a little bit sloppy, allowing people to the charity stripe. And then you have a team that really can't defend outside the arc. They're 339th in defending three-point shots. And really, if you look at what Xavier wants to do offensively, kind of plays into them strongly because they're 19th in free throw percentage and they're 21st in the country in three-point percentage. These 2 teams did face off in December, so we have a little bit of some statistical matchup here. They lost to UConn in overtime in Storrs, Connecticut, 94-89 was the score and the outcome, but they were 13.5-point road dogs in that situation. And now you're seeing them as a short favorite 5 weeks later. Gives you everything you need to know about this team. And also you got to know about Xavier. They've covered 4 out of the last 5 home games. They're 5-0 as a single-digit favorite this season. And then you got a UConn team that is 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games, 2-6 ATS in their last 8. So I'm not going to take the cold team. I'm going to take the hot team, and I'm going to take Xavier here. Give me Xavier here. -1.5 as the play, baby.
You're so money and you don't even know it.
That's right. I want to talk to the chat. I want to talk to Nunya. I've seen you all day, man. You're hanging out in Pub Sports. Now you're hanging out with the gun. Give him the horn on that one. And, of course, Mike, where you been, buddy? I know you're a basketball guy. You don't mess around with the football, but glad to see you back hanging out with me during college basketball season. Great to be back. Love to be back. And I'm going to do a lot more college basketball content now that I don't have to focus on college football. Let's go. Nunya says, we all growing together. I just know I'm rocking with you. Let's cast big boy. Man, I've been giving out heaters all day. Every time I go at Pub Sports, I just win. I just cash tickets, baby. That's all I do. That's what I do. Oh, just have myself a day. Of course, Michael B said, told you Texas is so frustrating to watch. Yes, they are. Oh, can we talk about some of these bets before I get into my next play? That Texas win shouldn't have happened. They were down a lot, and all I thought was what Mikey B told me how frustrating this Texas team is. And I had to shut the TV off. But when I shut the TV off, kind of changed the channel a little bit, started working on like my prep notes for this show, I see Texas coming back. So I turned it on. Next thing I know, Texas is hitting a game-winning shot, winning that game. Beautiful stuff. Vandy, absolutely just crumbling like a cheap suit in the second half against Kentucky when they had this huge lead. And then all of a sudden, like, Vandy finds their way, get to at the end. Can somebody explain UNC to me? Because UNC was my bad bet. Like, hand up. Like, how do you go to overtime versus a Boston College team that is arguably it's probably one of the worst Boston College teams that I've seen to date. They're terrible. They are like I'm like lower mid-major, bottom of the conference bad. That's how bad this BC team is. But they stuck with a UNC team that I guess is just regressing. I don't know why the books made them a 19-point favorite, but we cashed Creighton pretty easily. But man, Vandy and Texas at the same time. I had them on two screens watching those games, and I wanted to put my head through the wall. But hey, we cashed some tickets, so we keep moving on here, baby. All right, let's get to the next play. Let's talk LSU versus Alabama. Coleman Coliseum, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. 8:30 is the tip on this one. I'll get to the chat too. Just keep just rolling into the chat. I'll keep mentioning you guys. Don't worry about it. Ask any questions you have on the late slate. Looked at every game. LSU 12-6 on the year, but they're 1-4 in the SEC, right? Then you got a Bama team that is absolutely thumping along. They're number 2 numerically in a lot of statistical categories. I'll get to that in a second. But they're 16-3 on the year, but they're 5-1 in the SEC this season. And I talk about this offense, and I think we've been talking about this Bama offense probably 3 or 4 years now, how exceptional they are consistently year after year after year. And they are, yet again, one of the better offenses in the country. They're second in offensive efficiency, 36th in field goal percentage, 20th in offensive rebounding, and second in the country in 2-point percentage. They don't like to play around in the arc like last year's team. They're a little bit more driven inside the paint more, which kind of plays into why I like this play a lot more. On the defensive side with Bama, actually, the one thing that we saw with Bama, including the team that made the Final Four last season, their defense was just not statistically that good. I think they were in the hundreds as far as defensive efficiency, but that has changed this season because they're 35th in defensive efficiency already, and they're 30th in defending shots. There is some improvement in some of the statistical analytics on that one, but I think this is a team, if they can continue this momentum offensively, having that strong offense and having that top 40 defense, this is a team that we have to look at as we get to March. But when you look at LSU's offense, struggle, right? They're 96 in offensive efficiency, 75th in field goal percentage. They're 268th outside the arc, but they're 37th on the free throw line. So there's a little bit of yin and yang with this offense, but I think with this Bama team playing at home, they're just going to absolutely thump this LSU Tiger team. And LSU does have a decent defense, but the one key point on this one is second chance opportunities. They do give up a lot to the offenses here. They are ranked 300th in defensive rebounding. They do not rebound the ball because the result probably they're playing a little bit small, or they never learned how to box out when they were in grade school. But when you look at Bama, they just performed well as a double-digit favorite all season, right? They've covered 4 out of the last 5 in those situations already. Then you have LSU, 1-3 ATS as a road dog, 1-4 ATS in the last 5 games, 1-6 ATS as a dog overall this season. And Bama has covered 4 out of the last 5 meetings versus LSU. So sometimes a team just owns another team. I don't care if this is square. Doesn't feel square to me, seeing the line as what it is, because I would think that if the books wanted to get to get people to bait into Bama, they would have made this line 11 or 12, but they're not. They're making it 17.5 here. So that's what I'm going to go with here. Bama minus 17.5 as the second play, baby. Let's go to the chat, talking to everybody. Man, the chat is rolling. I appreciate everybody that's been watching the show. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, or I'm not going to do a video tomorrow. 20 likes. 20 likes. I am set the bar. I set 10 because I really wanted to do a show tonight. But now I don't really want to do a show tomorrow. But if you force me to do a show tomorrow, I will do a show tomorrow, because all I want to do is talk about NFL. I want to talk ball. But if you get me over the hump and you get me 20 likes on this video, the late night bangers video, I'm going to have to, reluctantly, because you guys are the best, do a pick video. Actually, probably just do breaking ankles in the morning. That's what I'm going to be doing. Please force me to do work. I want you to force me to do work. And of course, he said, told you, so frustrated about Bama. Texas, I'm sorry. Had no pregame, sprinkled. That's crazy. That's crazy that you had that kind of that instinct that maybe Texas could leak back in that game, because I thought they were dead ass. With 9 minutes, was it like 10 minutes to go when they were down like 15 or something like that? Is crazy comeback. But yeah, that's college basketball. Nunya back in and said that's the type of game that just leads away. I'm going to skip around here. And of course, Nunya loves the Tide bid. Roll damn Tide. Blitz, Bama, blitz, baby. Oh, wait. Basketball. Forgot. All right. Picks from Dave. What's going on, man? Haven't talked to you in a bit. Pump the gas, buff the wood. That's what she said. Cheers to that, Dave. And let's go into the final play. Don't have any dogs today. I am rocking with some favorites, but I got a total for you that I love here. And if you want a late night degenerate special, late night bangers edition, you got to bring it to the table. And I got one here at 10:30 p.m. East, and we are going to Provo, Utah at the Marriott Center with Cincinnati going against BYU. Do like the total on this one. I'll tell you why. But you have a Cincinnati team that is 12-6 on the year, 2-5 in conference, against the BYU team that is 12-6 on the year, 3-4 in conference. Do you look at the Cincinnati offense? Meh, lackluster at best, right? They're 129th in offensive efficiency, 135th, 36th in field goal percentage, 238th in 3-point percentage. And they are absolutely awful on the free throw line. They are ranked 345th in free throw percentage this season. And then you have a BYU defense, kind of above average, but they don't allow second chance opportunities to their opponents. They're ranked second in defensive rebounding. So when you have a bad shooting team with Cincinnati, you probably see where I'm going with this. You have a bad shooting team with Cincinnati, and you have a BYU team that just doesn't allow second chance opportunities. I don't know where the points come from with Cincinnati, but with the Cincinnati strength, look at this team on the defensive side of the ball. They're 9th in defensive efficiency, 8th in defending shots, 6th in defending 3-point shots, 17th in defending 2-point shots. So this is one of the best defenses in the country but their offense has struggled consistently. But you look at this matchup versus a BYU team that is ranked 30th in offensive efficiency, kind of works well with the Cincinnati defense. 30th in field goal percentage, but another bad free throw shooting team. You know what gets you spreads and totals if you want overs or you want the favorite? Free throws. You're not going to get it from any of these teams because you have a BYU team that's ranked 293rd in the country in free throw percentage against the Cincinnati team that's ranked 345th. Tells you everything you know what you're going to see in this game. But for BYU, look at what the totals have been this year from them numerically. This is the lowest total that they've seen all season at home. And then you see a very high spread here for BYU, which gives you a little bit of an indicator, maybe lean towards the BYU side. However, second highest spread that BYU has had all season, but the lowest total by a ton. When they are in this spot situationally with a being above a 5 as far as a favorite, the totals that they have seen this year are 48.5, 153, and 147. But you're seeing a total here sitting at 136. Very big drop off on that number. So that's why I kind of like the under on this one. Then you got to look at Cincinnati on the other side. They're 6-0 in their road games this season. And by the way, look at all their games this season. Cincinnati Bearcats have only gone over the total 3 times this year. Like I said, they played 18 games already this year. Over has only happened 3 times. So why not just continue the trend here? Especially knowing that last year, the total was 154.5 when these two teams play. How much could that team, the books adjust from year 1 to year 2? And also look at the fact that Cincinnati just does not score points and they don't allow points at the same time. I am probably regulating this play more on the fact that Cincinnati's defense is brilliant and great, and BYU is probably not going to score a lot of points. And on the other side, I don't expect Cincinnati to do much either on the offensive side. So let's go under the total here with Cincinnati and BYU, 136 as the next play, baby. Yeah, Nunya just flooding the chat, which I love. Just keep flooding the chat. I just gave you my second dog of the day. We hit Tulane and these Gamecocks from Jacksonville. Hell yeah. I love that, man. Pay the man his money.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
That's right. And Nunya, once again, said they about to build a brick wall. Dang right. Here we go. Michael B coming back. He says, all right, Guns, go got to get out of here. Have a great night. Love you. I'm sure you're going to be joining it again, but that's going to do it here for the Late Night Bangers anyways, because I need to go. I need to get out of here. But before I get out of here, I need to tell you, you have 3 plays, but I can really only afford 1. Tell me what your best bet is, Guns. I'm about to. Best bet. I got to really change that to the Late Night Bangers edition. But however, my best bet out of the 3, I love it, Xavier here at -1.5. That line shift from being a double-digit dog, moving into being a favorite in this spot, losing in an OT. I think Xavier has got blood in the back of their throat and they're ready to pounce. And I think this is one of those situations that we got to look at, especially with the UConn team that really has regressed in their last 5 games against a Xavier team that has won 4 out of their last 5. And don't forget, they had a huge lead versus St. John's, Wednesday, Tuesday, or something like that. They're going to be hungry here, especially with that collapse that they had in the second half. I think they're going to come out here at home and absolutely dominate here. So Xavier is my best bet here tonight. Nunya coming back. He said, thanks, Guns. Let's cash, brother. I am parlaying Xavier. I've heard a couple of my favorite cappers mention it on the side. Yeah, this is a great play. This I like one of my favorite plays in the early slate was probably Vandy that was probably my favorite one. Actually, that Texas one was I was pretty heavy on. Surprised that they got us the cover there. But Xavier, by far the best play at night. And you got 9 minutes before that game tips off, I should say. But that's going to do it here for the late night bangers. And make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I'm not going to do a show tomorrow unless you guys give me 20 likes here by the time I wake up in the morning and I look at my YouTube and I don't see 20 likes. Screw you guys. I'm going home. But that's going to do it here for the late night bangers. And make sure you check out the extra points. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Like I said, 1 p.m. tomorrow with the Shark, myself, and the Odds Fell right here on the GunzPicks channel. But that's going to do it here. Let's cash some tickets. Let's dominate the ball. And as always, up. Let's keep dancing. Goodbye.
It's feast or famine, riding high, cashing in like salmon. Run the totals like a calculator's math. Guns got the formula, we on the right path. GunzPicks on the air, shots fired, no miss. 2-unit bangers can't resist this bliss. Spreads and totals, we in the game. Late night vibes, cash flows tame. Dialing the odds.